Look at this beautiful marble. Planet Earth, home to mankind and the country I live in, China. 1.4 billion people, 5,000 years of history, but you may know it as something a bit like this. Okay, maybe that's not a fair take on what China is really like, but let me introduce my brother and I before we show you China as we see it. My name is Thomas Lindesay, but the kids on the block call me Tommy. I'll be 22 years old later this year, and my older brother, James Lindesay, is 28 years old. This morning, we rose early to go on an epic adventure across this land. The two of us will venture on foot along the Great Wall of China from end to end. Sounds like a decent enough plan, but I'm sure the hobbits had a good cup of coffee before leaving the Shire. So apparently this is the biggest airport terminal in the world. Can immediately tell who's the gear geek. Look at this. 2 iPhone minis for the drone, 1 for main filming, 1 for crypto, 2 for crypto. Something smells fishy. Chunk. Just a quick geography lesson. So let me pull out the map here. Here we go. We are starting from Beijing, where we live, flying all the way to Jiayuguan, the western terminus of the Ming Dynasty Great Wall. You can look those up on Google. And every little pin on this map here is a place or village that we will go through. The plane flew us 2,000 west, and for the next 150 days or so, we're going to walk back past our home to the border of North Korea, where the Great Wall of China ends in the east. We're picked up by Piao, our good friend, and in terms of local Great Wall knowledge, he's practically a ninja, so he's definitely on the team. This isn't Piao's first rodeo. He has made not 1, not 2, but 6 trips along the Great Wall as support crew or cameraman. And that's pretty awesome. Yeah, so I was just saying, we're going to get some mutton broth with this bread that you can break up and dump in the broth, and it's so good. 羊汤烧饼，就是那个烤饼烤的巨好吃的，巨好吃的那个巨。We meet up with our good friend Yang, who's our camp master, and he's also one of the few people who has retraced the long march. You might say, long march? Isn't that like super long? Now, before we discuss our route with our team, mutton soup time. 汤米啊？对，上次就是16年。James Very nice. So good. So we're just reviewing the route here. Tommy is explaining what the route is on Google Earth. Tommy, what are we looking at right here?
So we're looking at the wall in Hebei. This is Wulong Golduan in Laiyuan.
After planning the route for the first day, we headed back to the hotel hoping for a good night's sleep before setting off tomorrow morning. But it wasn't all that quiet on the Western Front. This is the first day. In a way, This is the furthest from home we've ever been.
Any race we've had in the past, going to the start line has always been super nervous, but I feel like I'm ready.
I feel super calm.
Yeah.
Feels like we've prepared for this all our lives.
Yeah, and at the start line, we won't have a hype man, MC, hyping us up. There won't be loud music, won't be a start line, you know, one of those inflatable things. It's just us, the wall, and a ton of mileage. Hey.
昨天我在路口等红灯的时候，看见一个美女，巨美，
哦，
在心都碎了。你看，然后
We arrive at 第一墩, the first tower. The wall ends here in the west, dramatically, at the side of a cliff. So I think this location requires some epic music. Today the light is quite flat, so I'll just cut in some epic footage that we've filmed here before. With nothing more than a brotherly handshake and a whole adventure ahead of us, we take our first steps away from the first tower. With thousands of kilometers ahead of us, I'm reminded of a poem that a friend once read to me. As you set out for Ithaca, hope your road is a long one, full of adventure and full of discovery.